showtime!
We are live. CFM Radio.
It is once again showtime on CFM Radio.
You know, I've just been grinding on with the Baldur's Gate 3. Quick update on Baldur's Gate 3. I'll have my review on the game probably next week. I'm on a good pace. We're getting towards the end of the game. It's been very fun so far. I gotta say, I've been engaged the whole time.
Yeah, engaging, gripping, might even say emotional. I saw some footage of like the bards playing some music in the Underdark. I thought that was pretty amazing. You know,
it was
me and
awesome.
the boys just playing some music in a cave, D&D style.
It's a genuinely captivating experience. There's a lot of things that catch you off guard. Like you know where the conversation might go, and most of the time, you know, especially later in the game, it does get a little bit predictable. But the delivery and the way things unfold is perfect, and I love it. I feel like if I play it again a different way, I could play it again in like 2 or 3 different ways. I don't need it. It doesn't feel like there's just like a good or evil playthrough. You know what I mean? Good, evil, neutral. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did mention last time that if you know the Sword Coast or the Forgotten Realms or, you know, any of the previous lore, you can use it to your advantage.
You really can. It pays off a lot. I think it's the little tidbits that do pay off. They're hit or miss, but the fact that it's pretty much all in there is very, very gratifying. I really like it. Like I said, I'll probably have my full thoughts on the whole game next week. I've been teasing you guys with a playthrough of Pokemon TCG on the Game Boy. It's been added to the Switch for about a week now. I was going to start it last week, but I'll say it like this. We were deciding on whether we were going to do our gameplay streams here on YouTube or over on Twitch. And we came to the decision that we're going to end up doing the gameplay streams over on Twitch. So make sure that you are following us on Twitch, twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. You know,
yep, CFM on Twitch.
On Twitch, all one word. I'll be on there Tuesday mornings at around 9-10 a.m. Pacific, playing at least 2 hours of Pokemon TCG. It's a pretty short game. It's pretty, even though it's a meaty game, right? There's a lot to unlock. There's a lot of players there's a lot of combatants to fight against. Actually, there's a ton of optional battles in Pokemon TCG, and you know what? You kind of want to do them.
Yeah, and I guess with Switch Online, you can play online too, right? Like I have a buddy.
Absolutely.
I would absolutely love to play with some friends if I get my decks together and play
Drix?
grandpa style boomer Pokemon.
You know what, Drix? We should just start playing, dude. Start playing tonight, and I'll do it casually, and I'll go hard on Tuesdays, and then we can during the stream or at some point we can do a stream where we face off. Maybe we'll do it on CFM Radio. Who knows?
Yes, I won't tell you my strategies just yet then.
Hell no. I mean, to be honest with you, base set jungle strategies have evolved a lot because people like to go back and play those legacy sets. And so, like, a lot of people, when you think about it, you think about Haymaker, and you think about Hitmonchan, and you think about a lot of those quick kill monsters, Electabuzz, Magmar. You think about those kinds of monsters, but turns out monsters like Lickitung can hold their own pretty good in that meta. You could do a lot of damage.
That's good intel. All right.
Yeah, you could do a lot of damage. I have my own old school strategies, like old school strategies as someone who used to play back when Pokemon TCG tournaments were in malls. But
yes.
And Toys R Us stores. Like,
man, where you tried every game for the first time.
Seriously. We got some big new releases a little bit later in the show. But first, Drakes, do you remember Skull and Bones?
I mean, I don't know. Not really, but I hope you're talking about another pirate game.
I mean, I don't blame you if you don't. Ubisoft announced this game, like, it seems like forever ago. I don't even remember off the top of my head when. Like, but you know what? It's good to know that we're finally getting a closed beta date and a website to register.
Okay. All right, that's progress. That's something to play.
Something to play. From a trailer dropped by Ubisoft yesterday, the closed beta will be August 25th through the 28th, and you can register to potentially get in at skullandbonesgame.com/CBYT. That's skullandbonesgame.com/CBYT.
I haven't put the time into Sea of Greed that it deserves, but I do love a good pirate game, especially an online one.
Right? I'm thinking, this game's like focusing on big naval battles, right? Big naval,
Okay.
like we got like massive battles, mounting other people's ships, finding treasure, all that cool stuff. So it seems like a lot more action PvP focused. So we'll see how it goes. This week has some huge new releases. Heavy hitters for gamers of all kinds.
Yeah, even if you're not into mechs or Dungeons and Dragons, a lot of stuff to go around.
Truly something for everybody. First and foremost, one of my most anticipated releases from this month. Me and Drix talk about it all the time, on stream, off stream. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is available tomorrow, August 18th on Switch and Steam.
Yeah. Ooh, boy. Man, are we just fans of Jet Set Radio, and this is the spiritual successor.
The spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio from the Steam page. Quote, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is 1 second per second of advanced funk style. Battle rival crews and dispatch militarized police to conquer the 5 boroughs of New Amsterdam. Become All City. Team Reptile has put confirmed ports of the game for the PlayStation and the Xbox in September. Drix, are you ready for this game?
I've been waiting for this for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna jump, hop, grind, and do a sweet flip trick right on down into it.
We've got the annual release of Madden with Madden 24 going live tomorrow, the 18th. This new Madden game promises next-gen enhancements for visuals and its game modes, with crossplay available for multiplayer on all platforms. With a lot of upgrades only coming to PS5, this may be the Madden to confidently make your leap to the current generation of consoles. Finally, something a little bit different. Something caught me by surprise. It also apparently caught the critics by surprise because it is a critical darling in the form of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game.
Yeah, for all you asymmetrical horror game, multiplayer horror game fans.
Absolutely. From the Steam page, take on the role of one of the notorious Slaughter family or their victims in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a third-person asymmetrical horror experience based upon the groundbreaking and iconic 1974 horror film. Experience the mad and macabre for yourself in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, Drakes, this game got a 9 from IGN. It got a 9 from GameSpot. This game is a critical darling. People seem to love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You know, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the genre, but I'm gonna check this out. I would like to see this horror style done, by at least a nice reviewed, well received game.
And hey, it looks like if you pick it up digitally right now, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, it's only $35 as opposed to $40. Wow, it's only a $40 game. So this is a budget title. Budget critical darling, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Iconic horror movie, iconic horror experience. Many different interpretations of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Glad to see it follow Friday the 13th in the asymmetrical horror genre. From the official Baldurgate X/Twitter, PS5 players, prepare for adventure. Preloads for Baldur's Gate 3 begin August 31st for digital deluxe owners. Not pre-ordered, there's still time, and you can go to the PlayStation Store and pre-order Baldur's Gate 3 right now on your PlayStation 5. Not to mention, the Larian boss, Sven Venke, also took to social media to talk bug fixes and an update. The Larian CEO tweets, "We are all very enthused by your feedback. It's very rewarding. Our focus now is fixing any issues you report, but we are listening to suggestions. Current roadmap: A, for hotfix 4, B, patch 1, 1,000 plus bug fixes and tweaks. C, patch 2. The latter will already incorporate some requests." So these guys are nowhere near done. These guys want this game to be perfecto. In a recent interview, the Larian boss Sven said, there are no plans for Baldur's Gate 3 expansion.
Huh. Yeah, no DLC here, guys.
Not yet, at least. He said it's not off the table, but the next game they're going to make is Divinity Original Sin 3. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, just make another game. If you want some more of this one, who knows? We could come back to it. Leave it open-ended like that. Bit of a mystery. The right amount.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's open ended. Baldur's Gate 3. You can play that game a million different ways.
That's just plain poppycock.
I'll end on this. Baldur's Gate 3 has been going through a lot of controversy lately. People going back and forth, game pundits going back and forth. You got Alana Pierce, one of my favorite pundits, saying that, you know, this like defending the devs and, you know, but saying that like predatory practices aren't good, but devs do what they do for a reason. Whereas you have she says it in her own video, her colleague Destin from IGN literally calling them out and taking them to task and giving IGN that rare IGN W that everyone loves so much. Like, you know, it's interesting to see the discourse, and when I look at it as somebody who's been on the, I knew Baldur's Gate 3 as a Stadia exclusive.
What is that? What artifact are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. The ancient scrolls of Stadia. I remember that game as a Stadia exclusive, and I gotta tell you, these people saying, "Man, Baldur's Gate 3 has had such a unique development cycle." The people talking about funding. First of all, where? You know, they bought the rights for Baldur's Gate, you know, from Wizards of the Coast. They bought the D&D rights to make this game. So, you know, oh, they're in such a unique position to do this. Oh, 4 or 5 years of early access time. You know, I gotta just really underline, this game might have had a unique development circumstance, right? And we'll run with that. But I also have to, as someone who's seen the whole thing unfold for the entirety of it, you know, you got to see the forest for the trees. This game went through hell.
Yeah, that's a long time. 5-7 years of early access.
This game went through hell. This game was a exclusive for a now defunct system. This game was never, the guys at Larian were on record saying that they didn't want to make a console version because it wouldn't be as good. This game, Baldur's Gate 3, did it have a lot going for it? And did it have a lot of fans saying what they wanted and voicing their opinion on what they think would make the game better? Sure. I think I was there. I was part of that. I was part of that voice. But it's crazy to see people being like, oh, this isn't the new standard. This is Rockstar level nonsense. It's for essentially an indie game.
Yeah. You don't see ads for this on the television.
Yeah, you know, essentially this is an indie game, and like,
yeah, not even on Facebook. I haven't seen like a Facebook ad for this. It's all just my friends posting good times they're having.
Right, you know, like it's one of those things where I really think that if you don't believe this game can be the new industry standard, you are not looking. At least in one way, right? You could take Baldur's Gate 3 does a lot of things right, but take one thing that you really like from it, and it's probably going to be the immersive dialogue and the dialogue tree and the freedom of choice. I don't think that's such a big ask for a fully featured RPG. If I'm paying $70.
Yes. Yeah. Or from any other like AAA game company.
But yeah,
props to the writers.
Yeah, absolutely. Props to Larian Studios. They really earned it.
I know that you'll be back.